time, man has left his mark. Graphically, first with paint, and then with ink. Nearly 600 years ago, Johannes Gutenberg invented the printing press and changed the course of civilization. From that day, printing has remained a mechanical process, able only to duplicate the same image over and over again, until Landa's invention of the digital printing press.
When Gutenberg first invented the printing press, though he surely didn't imagine the technologies of today.
This powerful technology will impact all printing markets, from packaging to personalization, and from book publishing to short-run color printing. So where will all of this lead? Do you know where this leads? It leads to the run length of 1, to the individual document, to the targeted publication, to the personalized product. Anything that can become digital will become digital, and certainly the printing industry will be a digital industry.
Wow, I have seen the future, and it's worth waiting for.
Today, digital printing produces billions of high-value printed goods. But despite its many successes, digital printing remains a niche technology, producing fewer than 3% of all printed pages in this $900 billion market. Why has the industry been slow to replace mechanical printing with digital? Why has inkjet, invented in the first half of the last century, failed to penetrate mainstream printing? What is the difference between inkjet and nanography? When will digital printing finally be able to match the quality, speed, and cost of offset printing? Here to answer these questions, the inventor of indigo electrophotography and Landa nanography, holder of over 800 patents worldwide, ladies and gentlemen, Landa.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much, and good afternoon. It is indeed a privilege for me to welcome you back here at Drupa 2016. You know, for 25 years, I led a team of scientists and engineers at Indigo as we developed and then commercialized the world's first digital color printing press. And then when Hewlett-Packard acquired the company, I switched my focus to nanotechnology research for alternative energy. That was 15 years ago. And in those 15 years, we have done some pretty amazing things. We at Landa are developing new nanotechnologies for tomorrow's markets. These range from technology from cosmetics, nanocosmetics, to nanobiopolymers, from nanomedications to nanometallics. But before, and one of these spin-outs of this nanotechnology research led to the development of nanopigments, which we discovered some years ago. Nanopigments led to nanography, which we unveiled here at Drupa 4 years ago. Now, before telling you more about the future of nanography and where we're going, I would like to share with you what nanotechnology is doing for us today. Thank you. Now, where was I? Oh yes, nanotechnology is the science of ultra-small particles. Particles so small, they're measured in nanometers.
billionths of a meter. How small is a nanometer? Well, a sheet of paper is 100,000 nanometers thick. And since I started this sentence, your fingernails have grown 10 nanometers. Nanomaterials enable the creation of extra hard coatings, super strong materials, and of course, beautifully rich colors. In collaboration with the leading companies in their fields, our scientists and engineers at Landa are applying the power of nanotechnology to create products that enhance our lives. We are creating a new kind of automobile paint that will enable cars to have breathtaking luster, purity, and depth of color. We have developed nanopigment filters for television screens that will impart unprecedented contrast and superb picture quality. We are working on nanomaterials to increase the efficiency of solar cells while lowering their cost, helping solar energy replace fossil fuels to make our planet a cooler, more sustainable place to live. For the cosmetics industry, we synthesize nanomaterials that are super absorbers of dangerous ultraviolet radiation, protecting your skin from solar damage, aging, and cancer. We have also developed a new hair color technology that uses nanopigments to produce vivid, long-lasting hair coloration without harsh chemicals. Soon you will see nanotech food labels, letting you know exactly when the product is no longer fresh, putting an end to wasted food, saving billions. But perhaps the most exciting of all nanotechnology opportunities is in medicine, where our nano-drug delivery technology will enable faster, more potent, targeted treatments to fight pain, cure disease, and save lives. So why are we telling you all of this? To illustrate how nanotechnology will impact our lifestyles, our economy, and our businesses. And there is no business that will be more greatly affected than printing. And not just by holography. Here at Drupa 2016, we are unveiling a new nanotechnology for producing metallized graphics called nanometallography. Metallized graphics are widely used, especially in labels and packaging. Upscale products commonly employ metallization to make their products more appealing, but the use of metallization is limited because it requires the use of foils, which are expensive and very, very wasteful. Here's how nanometallography works. A single layer of metal nanoflakes is formed on the surface of a donor roll. Only 50 nanometers thick, the nanoflake metal layer is offered to the conventionally printed trigger image, transferring it only in the image area where it bonds instantly. Since only the metal used in the image is consumed, there is zero waste, enabling nanometallography to cost half of conventional foil printing. It is fast and easy to use, simplifying the production of complex metallized graphics. And unlike foil, nanometallography is microwave compatible. Landa nanometallography can be used with virtually any printing process, whether mechanical or digital.
Now, nanometallography is indeed a wonderful new innovation. But I'll bet that's not the main reason most of you came here to Drupa. I think the reason you came to Drupa, and specifically to our show, is because you're probably asking yourself, what technology will lead the printing industry in this digital era? Will it be inkjet? Will it be nanography? And hey, what's the difference between them anyhow? Well, the fundamental difference between inkjet and nanography is this. Inkjet jets ink directly onto the paper so it wets the paper. The wet ink contacts the paper, but in nanography, wet ink never contacts the paper, so there is no paper-ink interaction. You see, ordinary paper stocks, both coated and uncoated, all absorb ink. When a drop of ink lands on a sheet of ordinary paper, the wet ink penetrates the paper. That means that much of the pigment, instead of being on the surface where it can efficiently absorb light, ends up absorbed deep in the paper fibers, wasted. The ink can even be seen through the back of lightweight paper stocks. And because the wet ink also wets the paper, it wicks along the paper fibers, making the edges ragged. This inefficient use of ink means that you have to use a lot more of it to get acceptable densities. But more ink means more water. So much water, in fact, that high area coverages with high-speed inkjet are extremely difficult to dry. That limits inkjet to low area coverage jobs at high speed, such as books or transactional mailers. Moreover, because different papers absorb different inks at different rates, the image quality is entirely substrate dependent. So, how does inkjet attempt to deal with this problem? Well, if you can't print on ordinary papers, you have to use specially coated papers. That controls ink penetration. However, specially coated papers are not only more expensive,